Hello everyone, and welcome back to Bedrockin Minecraft. It's been a little bit, but as you can see, I've definitely been keeping busy. We're kind of at the tail end of a big project here. I figured I'd bring you in kind of at the end, at least show you a little bit of what I'm doing. I, if you can't tell by the shape of this, am making a general mob farm. We are located deep underneath our main castle here. We had this big cavern that I have spent quite a bit of time clearing out a lot of the kind of rocks in the area and the big pillars and stuff. Slabbed a whole bunch trying to slime proof it, because there is, I swear, about 40,000 slime chunks right around here, give or take a few. Approximately. I know there's still some up here because I see them spawn on occasion and they jump down. By the time I'm done, I mean, this is only 3 layers. I'm not going to go super big with it. While I'm standing at the bottom, I shouldn't be getting any slimes spawning up here. I hope. We'll find out. I know this does work. When I flew back down, I had to get some more supplies. I did see a few zombies kind of making their way down. So at least I know it works. And this should give us, kind of a good mix of some of the things, maybe a bit of gunpowder. And it's really kind of the big thing I wanted for was the gunpowder, and I didn't feel like making a creeper-only farm. They did fix that bug that we had recently where buttons didn't stop things from spawning, so creeper-only farms, there were issues. Bedrock, there's always issues. But that's fixed. But in general, I kind of prefer the general mob farms. Plus, it'll give me, bones, a few other drops, maybe spider eyes too, because I have Trident Killer at the bottom. And the spider eyes will come in handy for some of the potions and such. And the general mob farm overall is actually not difficult to make. It's slightly material intensive, but not horrible. So this is the third and final layer, so I'll show you exactly what I've been doing and how I've been making it. I haven't been using any one person in particular's design so much as kind of an amalgamation of a few of them. Let me get rid of my water trough here. And I'm going to rebuild this, up higher, obviously. And I'll just pick that stuff up here in a moment. No, not that one. This one. Too many shulker boxes. Okay, so, yep, I'll grab that. And yes, wandering traders have been spawning. I don't know either. Okay, so, as you can see, we have the floor here. Only a 2x2 opening. I'm not using the 3x3. There's different ways to make it 3x3, where, like, if you look at Prowl's latest video about how he does his, he makes it go from a 3x3 to a 2x2 with, some different water streams and ways of doing it. I just stick with this because if you make it 7 out from there, like, here, actually, I'll show you what I do. It's too thick. This is the outer wall, and this is where I use stairs, actually. And this is where they're going to go. And then we have another outer wall that goes here. And that's just to keep water from leaking out the back of the stairs. Go ahead and start placing stuff here. And I'll do a few, and then we'll jump back when I have this outer ring done. And I'll show you exactly what I mean. Alright, so there's the outer ring. And now, if you give me a quick moment to switch a couple supplies here. Stack and 4, I believe, if I remember right, as to what it takes to go around. Rearrange on my inventory. We'll line this with stairs. Just like that. Next is going to be scaffolding. Grab a bunch here. And like many of the other... Or actually, hang on. One other quick sec before I forget. There we go. One other thing I do. I've tried it in testing and it seems to, it works as good as anything else really, is I actually replace this inner lining with stairs, just to kind of help encourage mobs to walk over. I'd say I haven't noticed a difference, but I mean, the testing is kind of inconclusive. I've tried it with and without and never gotten similar rates. I've tried it with and without and gotten different rates. It's bedrock, so, take that with a grain of salt. It certainly doesn't hurt anything, so I do that, and like I said, it doesn't seem to affect the rates negatively, so I'm going to keep going with it for now, till I do some more research, and it'll be, I'd say easy enough to change, but no it won't, so I'm just going to leave it at this point anyways. And, you can draw your own conclusions, you can try it, you can see how it works. If you get any better data, hey, I'd be happy to hear it. I just know from the testing I've done, I said I've had times where it seems like I got more drops. I see there's one up there. Times when I got less, but again, with Bedrock, it's hard to say what's from the data and what's from the fact it's Bedrock. So then we just have to line this layer with the scaffolding, and that's going to take me a moment or two. There's no quick way to do this, unfortunately. And the scaffolding is now in place. It's kind of been the default way of making mob farms on Bedrock for a while. I remember Prowl talking about it in one of his videos, I think from season 1 of the Bedrock Guide, about, you know, where this came from and generally, you know, why, all the mechanics of it and stuff. It has to do with mobs, you know, because we're going to be having water flowing to the middle, but they see this as spawnable because the block underneath is clear. It's a lot of technical stuff that I have absolutely no idea how exactly it works. I just know that it works. It's kind of my Minecraft career in a nutshell, really. I don't know how it works, just that it does. Alright, this here, because we need to make our water station. And I just make my little pool here. No particular rhyme or reason as to how I construct it. Just, you know, that I do. And these just happen to be the blocks I had on me for purposes. So that's why I use them. I didn't specifically pick polished granite because that's what I had. Clean up my inventory a little, grab me buckets, and now begins the painstaking process of putting in the water sources. One at a time, because that's how it works on Bedrock. I believe on Java, like if you go like this and you put one there, it'll turn this into a water source. But as you can see, of course not. That would be too easy, and we certainly don't like things easy here. That's a small quality of life thing that I think would be nice to see. I'll just come back when I got this done. Nobody wants to sit there and watch me do this for like 5 minutes. So we'll be right back. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know people are going, why are you using stairs? That's honestly just early on. I forget, there's so many kind of versions of this out there. One of the versions I watched early on used stairs, and I've just kind of done it ever since. You can do it without, and then you just build like a little cube thing in the corner, so that way it doesn't form water sources and turn it into a lake instead of flowing water. This is, like I said, is just how I started with doing it. I may switch to the other one at some point. Either way works just fine as far as I can tell. That I just go with this because it's what I know. Alright, all the water's in place, and as you can see, it all flows to the middle, stops right as it gets there. That way everything kind of gets swept along in the stairs, like I said, hopefully encourage them to fall down. In my testing, the rates are not horrible. I mean, this is a very small one, it's inside, it's underground, so there's a few factors that contribute. But generally speaking, this should, I said, have some okay rates considering what it is. I'll go over a few more things when we get to the bottom. I still got to slap a roof on this and slab it. Let me grab some of these here. We'll plug up our water. There we go. We'll get rid of our little containment unit. And then we will set about putting a lid on this. Let me slap a lid on here. And the torches are going to be removed, obviously, when we go to put the slabs on, so it's non-spawnable. But for now, they keep things from coming to eat my face. And through the magic of editing... And by the power of editing, it is complete. Alright, let's come on down here and take a look. We do still have one or two little things to do down here. So it's not entirely done. I do need to add this into there. Kind of the most important part of a trident killer, really. And then I'll go over exactly what kind of trident killer we have here. Let's see here. Can I... Yep, there we go. Trident is in. So, as you can see, I'm using a trident killer, I think basically the same one Prowl used in his, simply because it's slow enough for the spiders. And yes, you're hearing things die. There's one other thing we have to add kind of up at the top there. I have not done yet because I was saving it for last. Let me see, do I have the materials in here? I do not off the top of my head. Give me 1 second. Okay, so one other thing to do. And probably going, why did I save this for last? Self-preservation more than anything. As you can see, they die when they hit the bottom, and that's specifically on purpose. So if I was still doing work down there, I wouldn't die from them all just building up. And we have some buttons. And what we're gonna do is, let's see here. Can I do this an easier way? Probably not, so we'll do this side first. Then we'll go to the other side, do the same thing. Let me see, what level is that on? We are on 1. They still have some more slime proofing to do. Okay. So as you can see, they are right here. So let me switch to the other buttons. So that is what we need to do there. Now we're gonna take some water. And we'll go like that. And that should be all we need to do. Because that should nullify the fall damage and let them survive if they, you know, drop down. Might have to move them down just a little. Not a big deal. Trial and error. Okay, so then we do have to do a couple other things here quick. Next, what I want to do is I do need to fill in a few things here quick. I'm gonna need you. Yes, you. Oh, no, you are the redstone. And there we go. And we're gonna do this to make sure that nothing decides to kind of glitch through the sides. Plus it protects the redstone. That should, in theory, have everything all said and done now. We have our looting sword. As you can see, we have some not-so-friendlies in there. Settings here. Let's turn this down a bit because it's going to get loud. And as you can see from our EXP bar, getting a bit of experience as well. And we have the trident, so of course it counts as a player kill. Okay, nighttime, so we got obviously various surface mobs and such. Kind of making this a little bit of a pain in the butt. Spider just fell down. So they'll fall down, hit the water, that will stop any fall damage. Then they'll fall the rest of the way here, survive the fall, and the trident killer will finish them off. I'll probably build a little glass enclosure around here so I can, you know, AFK safely, because obviously, as you saw, still slimes. And I'll need to light up definitely the outside, and I should have most of the areas around here covered in terms of that. But we have ourselves a working general mob farm. Let's take a look at the drops. I know we've had a few fall down, and I've only been standing here for like literally a minute, but just to get a rough idea of some of the stuff we can expect. Hey, Future Phoenix here. And apparently my birdie buddy. If you want to see more of what's going on in the series, check out the card up in that corner right up over there to see the rest of what I've been doing here in BMC. Back to the fun. Aside from building materials, as you can see, we have a nice little mix. Rotten flesh, arrows, bones, string, and, importantly, gunpowder. We'll be able to make our own rockets instead of buying them. I mean, I probably still end up buying them at times too. This is not, I said, a gunpowder machine by any stretch. The other thing we'll get on occasion as well, as you can see here, glass bottles. Witches will spawn in there, so we'll get some witch drops as well. And now the other thing is obviously proximity. As we leave, the mob should despawn once we get far enough away. And it's down here at level negative something or other. So hopefully while we're at the top of the area here, that'll be more than far enough away. And yeah, definitely need to sleep quick. I don't know how much day/night is going to affect the rates yet. Again, we just built it. I'll make myself a little AFK thing at some point. Try AFKing for a bit of time. And once I know a little more, obviously, I'll let you know. And ooh, yes, as you can see, our floor is almost entirely changed. I just love that oxidized color. It is wonderful. I just wish we had a way to get it quicker than wait forever and a day. Like, why can't we throw like a splash potion of like water or harming or something at the copper to make it oxidize? Splash potion of harming. There we go. That would certainly do it. You know, I gotta clean my inventory quick and then we'll catch up with what's next. Okay, that's better. Inventory all clean. Remember to turn the volume back up, and got some more water. So let's kind of go over at least a couple things, talk about what's been done since the last time we were here, and what I want to do next. So obviously the mob farm was kind of the biggest project. Took up a lot of time to kind of just clear that out and make all the room. And as you can see, there's still areas I need to go back and slab over and such. One thing I'd like to do is add some signs to each level here, saying level, you know, blah, 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 and what's here. This obviously was a lot of the material from here, but I've also been putting any of the material from when I was working down there here. So that's why we have, you know, 2 more double chests of that. We've got going on 3 double chests of deep slate, a lot of different ores to kind of process at some point, a bunch of dripstone block, and the pointed dripstone. Like I said, that bottom part, I had to clear out a lot of stuff. There were giant stalagmites and stalactites all over the place. And just evening out the floor and going through, lighting up, slabbing off. I have so many slime chunks around here, it's not even funny. There's one around here somewhere, I think. I think if I remember right, Fatal suggested, he doesn't know for sure, of course, but that there might be like 8 kind of like generally under here, and it feels like they're all next to each other. At least 2 of them are. There's 2 next to each other and one diagonal from those 2, I believe, and then there are just some more around, and yeah, I could not have picked a more slime-filled area if I tried. But there she is. I think she's only about 26-ish blocks up, and I need to fill in that hole. We'll be right back. Alright, hole filled in. But yeah, as I said it's only something like, I want to say 26-ish blocks up from the ground. Just enough, I said, to be out of the no spawn bubble. And we put the water in so they don't die when they drop, so that's negated that fall damage. Only 3 layers. We could easily go 4, maybe even 5. We're at, what is it, sim distance 4. So I think 4 or 5 is the max we could really go anyways. But I think for what we need 3, I'm going to go with for now. I can always add another layer later. Not a big deal. As you saw, it's really not difficult, just time and material consuming, but compared to what some of the ones out there look like, it's really negligible at best. But just for like my needs, this should work out just fine. And yeah, we're negative something or other. Negative 18, if I remember correctly, is where that floor just under the slabs is. And yeah, I've slabbed off so much. And still, as you saw, more to go. We'll make a little hidey hole. I do have some tinted glass, so maybe I'll make it out of that, or just something non-spawnable. And yeah, as you can see, there's a slime, because we have slime chunks everywhere. This area here, I'll show you. I've done a bit of work in terms of digging and just kind of making things a bit more accessible. If we come down to the end of the hallway here, as you can see, we're on level 16. Right here is our geode, and there's like a whole bunch of slime chunks around here too, because stay around here long enough, and right over there you saw one. Yep, we have our geode here. I've dug out, I think, about as many of the blooming ones reasonably as I can. Oh, look. More spawned. Ignoring them. Yep, we have access to easy amethyst. And then, yeah, if we come... I mean, we could go straight, and that'll bring us to the big chamber anyways. But yeah, if we just come back down this hallway here, we'll probably see a large slime. And then, of course, we have this here, and more slimes do spawn right over there. Mob farm, obviously. Whee! We have our stairway all the way down. This does go down to the bottom. Down to, yeah, basically where bedrock level is now, which is right down there. This side here, if we come this way, and down here, and down this hallway, that's our elevator going up into the base. And here, and these are 1 wide for a reason, because slimes do spawn here. Surprise, surprise, I know. Our underground mining area, which does still need quite a bit of expansion. I mean, we have a lot more mining we can do. And there's cave areas above that I can light up to try and make things better rates. It's a long process. This is not a short process by any stretch. Whee! And of course, we do now have a button so we can access the unknown hidden bubble evader that we don't know whose it possibly is. Fatal. No idea whatsoever. Totally a mystery. Need music playing for this trip. Back in our base. Alright, so yep, button right over there. So it's the next day from when that last clip was shot, and I decided to AFK at the mob farm for about an hour early today, just to kind of see what, the drop rates approximately we'll get for an hour or so are. So let's go take a look at what our goodies are. So after an hour, this is what we have, and I did double check. There's a couple things in the hopper just behind it, but pretty much this double chest is what we've got. You can hear there's a few mobs dropping up there still. Not too bad. We've got almost 2 stacks worth of gunpowder, which I think is pretty darn good for what we built, where we built, how big we built. So I think overall this is going to give us quite a few good resources. String, never bad to have. The spiders do seem to be dying pretty reliably. Spider eyes, which are going to come in handy for the potions. The bows, I can actually combine a bunch of these if I want, for crafting purposes. The armor, I can use a grindstone, a little bit of EXP there. Let me clear... Actually, no, I'm not even going to bother clearing out the chamber there. If we go away, that should clear out pretty easily, because we'll be out of spawn. Ouch. We'll be out of spawn range. My face is okay. And those will despawn once we get far enough away. Is the good thing about having that as far down as we built it is, yeah, like while we're up towards the top part here, Don't think we should have any issues with the spawning. The only other thing I'm not sure if I want to do is put in maybe a faster way to get down there. Right now, the only way we have is to go down the stairs, which I don't mind. I don't know, maybe a bubble vader drop down something might be better, but for now I can just run down the stairs. Another project complete, and we still have a lot more work to do around the area too. I think it's right in here, another building all ready to go, building in a box to join our other ones out there. That one is a small house. Not sure exactly where I want to put it out there yet, but we'll have to get to that, I think, sometime soon. I'm not sure exactly yet what our next project's going to be. We do have quite a few more things to do. I have a lot of lighting up outside to do. I'm going to use glow lichen for that, just because it'll provide just enough lighting to prevent spawns, but it won't look, horrible. It'll be kind of subtle. It'll be a nice soft glow, kind of, and the hill at nighttime will kind of have a nice soft glow to it, I think, which will look pretty cool. For now, though, I think that's where we're going to call it for this episode. Remember, hit like if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you want to see more. My name is Phoenix, and as always, this Phoenix has got to fly. I'll catch you next time.